Alright folks, Mark here. I hope you can hear me. Buddy, right here. Oh, alright. This guy here, ladies and gentlemen, is Buddy. Alright, now, this is Mark at RC Planes, Copters, and Trucks. And what I'm doing now is just a brief introduction to this channel. It's brand new. It's only got 4 subscribers, and one of them is me. I subscribed to my own channel. I was the first one. Okay, so again, this is Mark and Buddy at RC Planes, Copters, and Trucks. All right, so let me tell you where the channel came from. Brief introduction, where it came from, what it's about. First off, I have a previous channel on YouTube right now that I've had for about 5 years or so. It's called RC. It was originally called RC Aviation and Crawling. Okay, so I had and have another channel on YouTube now, which was originally called RC Aviation and Crawling, and when I switched to, it was originally called RC Aviation and Crawling, and when I added bashing to my RC activities, well, I wasn't just crawling then, so I went from RC Aviation and Crawling to RC Aviation and Motorsports. I'm now adding bashing. Okay, so I had that, and I've had that for quite a while. I've got 370 some odd highly valued subscribers. Thank you. Lots of videos, 500 videos, something like that. Well, the reason I have a channel now, RC Planes, Copters, and Trucks, instead of posting on RC Aviation and Motorsports, is because I lost access to that channel, RC Aviation and Motorsports. That channel was tied to 2 devices, my computer and my phone, right? And I saved the passwords for my channel, both on the computer and the phone, so I did not write them down. Big mistake. So when I went to try to do account recovery to get back into my channel, RC Aviation and Motorsports, I couldn't, because my phone that I had that was associated with the channel, it broke, could not be repaired, so I could not receive an authorization code from YouTube or Google to get back into my channel to do account recovery. And ditto for the computer. So the only thing I could do was just to keep on keeping on RC brothers and sisters. So I started this new channel recently, RC Planes, Copters, and Trucks, starting over from scratch. I have my passwords written down now. If anything ever goes wrong with any of my devices now, with this channel, I've got all my passwords and associated Google account information, all that written down. So I will never lose this channel, even if my phone goes down or my computer. So that's why this channel exists. Okay. Second thing I want to mention is that it's important to note that my videos are all from the perspective of an intermediate level pilot. I do a lot of I do crawling also, and I do bashing. And even with that, I got a helicopter here, I got a basher here, crawler, Cherokee, a Mall, and a carpet truck. Now, I'll tell you in all candor, I'm an intermediate level pilot. All right, that's where I'm at, and my videos come from that perspective. Okay. Going back to where this channel came from. Another thing that's happening with me right now and the hobby is I had that channel for a long time, RC Aviation and Crawling, then RC Aviation and Motorsports. But I quit flying for about a year or so, and I got really, really, really rusty, amazingly rusty. So now I am actually relearning how to fly airplanes back to my previous capability, ditto for helicopters. Okay, so it's important to note that my videos are from, like I said, an intermediate level perspective. I'm a guy I'm a guy who's in the ongoing process of doing regular self-training flights to become a better pilot. So I'm not an expert pilot, not by any means. I'm at the intermediate level in training. Okay, so you'll see things in my flying that are less than perfect. Absolutely, you will. You absolutely will. You'll see me in the learning process. You will. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. And I prefer scale flying. I love watching people fly aerobatics. I love it, but for whatever reason, I love general aviation. I spent a lot of time flying on in general aviation fixed wing airplanes and general aviation helicopters. Okay, I just love it. So when I was doing those things for work, not as a pilot, ground crew, etc., reservations, you name it, everything except for flying, I did in that in those fields, general aviation helicopters and fixed wing, and worked at some small airports and stuff. So I always wanted to fly an airplane and a helicopter myself, general aviation. Well, I can't do that, but I can have a pretty interesting similar-esque experience by flying a real scale model airplane and helicopter. So that's what I do. That's why I like to fly scales. Not that I don't like doing aerobatics or that I'm afraid of doing it or incapable of it. I did it in the past, but it's just like, I was kind of doing it just because that's what you do on YouTube video. You do aerobatics with the planes. Uh, but I don't need to do that. I'm just going to focus on the scale flying, which is just what I enjoy. That's my niche that I really like to enjoy. So that's the niche I'm occupying. I like to try to every flight I'm learning. Every flight I've got an agenda of things that I want to improve. Taking off well, landing well, flying well, smooth flying is what I'm all about. Anyway, so that's another thing. So you're going to just see a lot of scale flying. You're not going to see any aerobatics. If you want to see stuff like that, go to a channel like Model Aviator. He's an extremely fine pilot. He can do it all. He can fly anything. He can do anything with it, and it's great. And I love it. So we'll watch him. Uh, if you like helicopters, Ian's RC exploits. He's in Wales. Another very fine pilot. Fixed wing and helicopters, particularly helicopters, because he's got particular experience in RC helicopters, including some larger ones, some difficult to fly ones, ones that you got to build from a kit. So I really recommend those guys and many others if you want to see some really good flying. If you want to see a guy who's in the process of learning and really enjoying it, and having plenty of successes and plenty of I wouldn't call them failures, but plenty of flawed flights. A guy who yeah, I'm an imperfect pilot, and I'm learning, and I'm progressing, and I'm enjoying myself. So that I think is it. That's who I am. Let's take a quick look at my fleet. It's a small fleet, but it's a beloved fleet. All right. First, we'll take a close-up look at Buddy, my little buddy boy. Hi, Buddy. You're a good boy. All right. That's the blade. Excuse me. That's the WL Toys, and it's no toys. I trust you. I'm no expert again on these aircraft. I'm an intermediate guy, but I've flown this V950 a lot, and I've flown the Blade 230S a lot. And believe it or not, I like this one better. Now, the Blade 230S I would like as well. I think if I tone down the aileron sensitivity, which is a known thing on my radio, if I toned that down, I'd probably go back to flying the 230S. But I like the V950 so well, I'm sticking with it. So anyway, there's the V950. Center screen, it's hard to see because we can zoom in. There's V950 there. Center screen is an FPV system on here. The camera itself is dead center. And also on there, it's hard to see, but there's a whole mount. There we go. It's hard to see because it blends it pretty, but there's a camera, transmitter, antenna, all on a mount. Okay. So I love to fly this helicopter. Let's get out of the zoom mode, folks. There we go. There we go. New video camera. So I love to fly this helicopter, folks. It's fantastic. Scale flying. Sometimes I fly well. Sometimes I fly not that well. Oftentimes it's a mixture of both. But I'm learning. I'm getting a little better every time. Okay. V950 helicopter. I love it. I love it. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10 with this helicopter, WL Toys V950, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9.5. Okay, this is the Arma Big Rock crew cab, which I've customized with skull and crossbones motif, including a skull hood ornament there. Okay, that's my basher. Best basher I ever had, and I've had a lot. Does 50 mile an hour or better. I've done close to 50 mile an hour wheelie with it, and I've got that on video on this channel. I got a crawler, love crawling. This is an Axial SCX-10-2, completely customized, painted, all kinds of details like side mirrors, door handles, rubber gasket around the windshield wipers. Of course, he's got a winch, gas can. That's my previous dog, and still love him, and he's still with me. But my dog Jimmy in there. I'm in there. I got all my stuff in the back. You name it: pots and pans, quarts of Corona beer, sleeping bag, cooler, you name it. and she's waiting on her new FPV system. Okay, airplanes. This is the airplane that I learned to fly on in the beginning, a long time ago. And as I said before, I flew for about 5 years, and then I gave it up for about a year and a half or 2 years. And now and they sold all my planes and stuff and my helicopters. So now I'm relearning and enjoying the hell out of it. And I started off in my relearning with the same place I started off learning to begin with, which is this, the Carbon Cub. But now it's the S2, and there's less. There's no more. There's no more fence. There's no GPS fence. There's no more of that. If you want that stuff, you can get it separately, which I love. But this is just a regular plane. I put. Whoa! I'm gonna go loose on the tripod here. I don't know if you can see it, but I made a custom suspension on this. It looks pretty scale and it's quite functional. I also put clear side windows on it. Okay, so that's my bush plane number 1. Love to fly it. Love to fly it. Okay, here's my bush plane number 2, although this is my favorite fixed wing model in the world. This one is here. And with the help of Adamant Model Aviator, I tweaked my landing gear on this airplane to be more scale and to be more effective for bush style takeoffs and landings. Short takeoffs and landings, right? And I'll explain that on my next flight with the model. And then here we've got the Cherokee. Now, again, I've had the Cub before. That's what I learned to fly on to begin with. So I've got another one. I got the Maul. That was my second plane after I got the Maul. That was my second plane after I got the Cub the first time. So this is another super duper favorite. And this was another one also that I flew before. So all 3 of my airplanes are planes that I flew before and have replaced them and got again, and I'm flying them again. Right? And the Cherokee, I love it. I love it. I put a 3-bladed prop on here, flying a 4S 3250C as I did on my previous Cherokee. So there we go. This is my fleet so far. I don't have a lot of airplanes. I don't go after a big collection of airplanes and helicopters, but the ones I have, I love big time. All right, Cherokee, Maul, Axial SEX-10 255 Ford F100, Armaku cab, the Maul, the Me-950. All right, and finally, last but not least, is my pal, buddy right here. Okay, folks. Hope this is not too long-winded, and appreciate your time and your subscribing and watching my videos. I really enjoy the people in the hobby and the community. So have a great day. See you. Signing off in 5, 4,